Assalamu alaikum, rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Peace and blessings upon each and everyone who hears or sees this video. This is part 4 of my refutation of the video by David Wood, the Hate-Monger, the Anti Muslim Islamophobe, in regards to his suggestion in his video that Jesus, peace and blessings be upon him, is the final judge of mankind. And so let's get right into his video as we continue, inshallah.
In Matthew 25, verses 31 to 32, Jesus, who refers to himself as the Son of Man, proclaims, "But when the Son of Man comes in his glory, and all the angels with him, then he will sit on his glorious throne. All the nations will be gathered before him, and he will separate them from one another, as the shepherd separates the sheep from the goats." So Jesus is going to sit on the judgment throne and judge the world. He goes on to say in verse 34 that he will tell the people on his right, "Come, you who are blessed of my Father, inherit the kingdom prepared for you from the foundation of the world." A few verses later, in verse 41, Jesus says that he will tell the people on his left, "Depart from me, accursed ones, into the eternal fire which has been prepared for the devil and his angels."
I want to stop right there and make a quick note about the people on his right and the people on his left. I am going to talk about this in this series of videos, in this refutation about Jesus being the final judge. Peace and blessings be upon Jesus. I'm going to make mention of the people on the right and the left from an Islamic standpoint in one of the next videos, inshallah, in this series.
Why is Jesus judging the world? Well, he explains why in John chapter 5, verses 22 to 23, where he says,
before we get into what it says in John chapter 5, 22, 23, I want to point out in John 1, verses 1 through 11, the story of the adulterous woman. These are known fabrications. These verses are known fabrications, later additions to the text. And so if we can't trust one portion of John, why do we accept any of it? Let's keep listening.
"For not even the Father judges anyone, but he has given all judgment to the Son, so that all will honor the Son, even as they honor the Father. He who does not honor the Son does not honor the Father who sent him." Notice what we have here: God the Father and God the Son.
Right, David Wood. Notice what we have here. We have, from your perspective, God the Father and God the Son. What is that? That's two gods, right? That's God Junior and God Senior, right? That's two gods. Where's Jesus sitting? Is he sitting at the right hand of the Father? If you envision this in your mind, you see two beings sitting beside one another, right? Or is it that you're trying to suggest that God is sitting beside himself? Okay, so just want to point out that, yes, indeed, David Wood, we do have God the Son and God the Father from your perspective, which is what? Two, right? God the Father and God the Son. A father can't be the son that he's the father of, and a son can't be the father that he's the son of at the same time, right? Or can he? Okay, let's keep going.
The Son judges the world so that everyone will honor the Son the same way we honor the Father. But we honor the Father because of his nature and attributes. The only reason we would ever honor someone the same way we honor the Father is if he had the same nature and attributes as the Father. But that would mean that Jesus has the same nature and attributes as the Father, which only makes sense in light of the Christian doctrine of the Trinity.
Notice that he said that it only makes sense in light of the Christian doctrine of the Trinity, which is a concoction by Paul, and implemented by the Emperor Constantine during the Council of Nicaea. And so let's discuss the attributes of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, our God, our Creator, in relation to the attributes of Jesus. Let's go to this Christian website And what does it say? It says BibleStudyTools.com. It says 15 amazing attributes of God, what they mean and why they matter. And so let's go through this list. There's 15 of these listed here. And let's just go through and see if Jesus, alayhi salam, peace and blessing be upon him, falls in line with these 15 attributes that are listed. And so for Jesus, alayhi salam, peace and blessing be upon him, to be God himself, then he has to fall under all of these attributes. Okay? And so we'll just go through this list. But in Islam we say, Qul Allahu Ahad, Allahu As-Samad, Lam Yalid wa Lam Yulad, wa Lam Yakam Lahu Kufuwan Ahad. What does it mean? Say Allah is the one and only God. He begets not, nor is he begotten, and there's nothing that compares to him. He begets not, nor is he begotten. There is nothing that compares to him. What does that mean? That he is unique within and of himself. Our God and our Creator, there is nothing like him. So his nature and his attributes are his and his alone. Let's go through this list and see what we have here, and we'll just see if, let's put it like this, if Jesus meets all of these attributes, then he must be God. Let's go through it and find out. So you can go through this. Let me scroll up so you can see where it's at again. It's BibleStudyTools.com. You could read through this list on your own if you like. 15 amazing attributes of God is the name of the article. Let's go down to the attributes. God is infinite. He is self-existing without origin. Does Jesus fall into that? No, he doesn't, because Jesus, alayhi salam, peace and blessing be upon him, had a day when he was born, and he traveled the birth canal. So this is strike one. Self-existing? No, Jesus said, of myself I can do nothing. And he needed food, he needed all these things. Our God, our Creator, is self-sufficient, and he is truly without origin. God is infinite, but we know that Jesus, alayhi salam, peace and blessing be upon him, did have an origin, so this is strike one. Let's keep going. Well, maybe the majority of these will fall under the category that Jesus fits in. God is immutable. He never changes. That looks like strike two, unfortunately, because Jesus, alayhi salam, peace and blessing be upon him, was initially an embryo placed there by the word of our God, our Creator, who simply said, kun fayakun, be, and he was. He said be, and he was, and he was within the womb of Mary, and he began to grow, and he developed. He turned into a baby, traveled the birth canal, grew into a man, and so it says he never changes. I agree that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, our God, our Creator, the Creator of Adam, alayhi salam, peace and blessing be upon Adam and all the prophets, our God, our Creator, is unique. He never changes. So this is actually strike two. Jesus changed. He obviously changed, and so he just doesn't fit that. God is self-sufficient. He has no needs. Eesh. Well, it looks like that Jesus, alayhi salam, peace and blessing be upon Jesus. This is not mocking Jesus by no means. We honor and we respect Jesus. We love Jesus in Islam. But Jesus himself said that, hear, O Israel, in repeating the prophet Moses, alayhi salam, he said that he was asked, what is the greatest commandment? The greatest commandment is this: you will love your God with all your heart. Hear, O Israel, our Lord, our God is one. Our Lord, our God is one. And so, because God is self-sufficient, absolutely, in Islam we totally believe that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, our God, our Creator, is self-sufficient. He is the one, the great provider. He is the one, the sustainer, and he has no needs whatsoever. He doesn't need our prayers. He doesn't need anything that man can offer. But Jesus ate broiled fish and honeycomb. He was hungry, he was thirsty, he needed sleep, and it looks like strike three here. And so we can keep going through this list. You can look this list up on your own. But obviously, if Jesus, alayhi salam, peace and blessing be upon him, doesn't meet all of these attributes, then he just simply can't be God. And that's just the fact of the matter. So I'll leave you by saying Assalamu alaikum rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Peace and blessings upon each and every one who hears or sees this video. Ask you to subscribe, like, and share this video, and ask you to consider Islam. If you are unfamiliar with Islam, just simply look for a Quran, go to the nearest mosque or masjid, and go to a Muslim, go to a website, order Quran, and just begin to read on your own. Islam is the answer for each and everything that will ever endure in this life. Assalamu alaikum, rahmatullahi wa barakatuh, alhamdulillah, rabbil alameen.